Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to Living in Life and Being More Independent. I'm your host, Tommy Cunningham, here to talk about his top four tips on using like a good radio scanner on like for instance on like a good trip, like for instance when you guys try to fly out any of the major airports. So So let's just say you guys have a big cruise coming up, and you guys are waiting to choose because because sometimes your family likes to fly, sometimes your family likes going trains, sometimes your families like to fly. There's like many different options. So 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 what I'm planning to talk about today is it's like what are my options for like you guys to go use, like for instance like using like a good Wi-Fi carrier, which I think my bestest Wi-Fi carrier is is like whenever I go to like a hotel, like for instance, if they don't have free Wi-Fi, I just follow the two words: do not use it, because 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 they usually say on their website, they usually say that they have free Wi-Fi. Like for instance, like at Horseshoe Center, Indiana, like at French Lake Springs Hotel, like at Bally's Evansville, like all those places that I talked about uses like free Wi-Fi, which I think, which is kind of crazy sometimes. I think they 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 also use they also use like two different options on Wi-Fi. You guys can charge it either to your room, you guys can either charge it to your cabin, or like for instance like on a train, you guys can hook it up to like the train carrier. Like for instance, they might use different carriers. Like for instance, like this one up here on my TV, like luckily Delta uses like so much like different stuff like on their cabins. They use they use like for instance they got free meal service. They also sometimes like on the Delta flights, sometimes they give out free Wi-Fi and stuff, which which I think which is really neat. Like on my last flight on Sun Country, I have to tell you something. That was a really nice flight. The flight stewardess was really nice, I have to say. But like also, but like also, it's like also looking around like the Louisville International Airport. Luckily, Louisville has like their own free Wi-Fi, which I think which is perfect. You guys are sitting there at the Louisville International Airport. You guys are waiting for a flight, and you guys are thinking, why don't I get a drink, or why don't I wait to get on the plane and get a drink? Which I think which would be really kind of nice. Which luckily they got for like luckily like like a lot of like a lot of different airlines, they have like their own free Wi-Fi. Sometimes they got paid Wi-Fi, which I think which is really courageous. Some hotels still use paid Wi-Fi, but I understand that they're trying to get more money like out of your day, which I think which is really kind of courageous, I think, which they which whi- which they also, which I think which is really nice, they also use which luckily on flights they also use this wonderful website that I like to use. It's called Flight Radar 24. Flight Radar 24 is like a really good website. It usually helps you guys out like finding like where your local flights are, like if there's any flights like flying around your area in the air that you guys don't even know about. Like for instance, they might know. Like for instance, like right now at the Louisville airport, they got a couple of UPS flights getting ready to take off right now and are currently going around the runway right now. And there's also a Victory Air, which is about ready to touch down. Plus, they also got SkyWest Airlines. Now, SkyWest is like one of my all time favorite airlines. They do wonderful service. They give out so much good Wi Fi on there. And it is like not even crazy on this website. This website right here sometimes lets you even track a flight out of another country, which I think which is really nice. Which like also sometimes sometimes you guys gotta understand that sometimes these different areas, like for instance, has like so much more stuff that they, which the pilots have to follow when they go on like an approach. They got to make sure the flight attendants do their flight attendant checks. They got to do like different obstacles, like for instance, they got to make sure everybody is strapped in, make sure everybody is tuckered in for the flight. They also got to give a if you guys if you guys are seeing like in first class, they got to make sure you guys get like your pre-departure beverage. They got to make sure you guys get like lots and lots and lots of great stuff. Like for instance, like on my flight to Laughlin, we got us a free drink, and which I got a free alcoholic drink, which my parents actually got, like for instance, a cranberry a cranberry drink, which I thought which was really kind of nice. Which which also luckily these airlines, which I think which are really nice, they use like so much obligation. Like sometimes when you guys are getting ready to go out and go on the taxi lane, sometimes they let you watch, um, which I think which is really great about an airline. They let you go watch on what's going on. Like 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 I even helped out like one of my family members track a flight, which I thought which was really kind of nice. They were wanting to wear where like for instance where this person's what time this person's landing. I'm not gonna say their name because of personal stuff. Plus like also looking around, like Southwest does so much different flights, and you guys got to understand that why Southwest does that. Now Southwest also, when you guys like come in like on like a first class flight, first class sometimes gives you like so very much more. Like looking around, like for instance, they got right now a flight which is scheduled for 3:25 London time, um, which this thing got scheduled General Mountain Time. Scheduled is 11:05. Their actual departure is at 11:44. And this British Airlines flight is 3:25 p.m. The estimated arrival is 3:11. So they're pretty much going on time, which I think which is really important for like an airline. So if you guys are waiting to get on like an airline, if you guys like to go look around like at different airports and stuff like I do, or you guys like to follow around like what's going on like at the airline and stuff, which I think which is really important sometimes because honestly you guys may not know when your flight is taking off or or like for instance if you got like any family members that are taking like a flight, which I think which is really kind of important. So like also sometimes like sometimes why I like to track the stuff, it's not because I like to be nosy. It's because that I like to know this stuff so I can hear like the departures and stuff. Like for instance, like on the British Airlines and stuff, which you guys kind of understand that because there's like different people that likes to listen to different radios and like listen to different departures, kind of like me, kind of like there is like so much more like at an airline, which I think which is really nice. So so like also um, wh- which I also think which is really nice. You guys also get like so much gratitude when you guys fly because sometimes the flight attendants are really nice. They're like really good to talk to. Like sometimes they even give you headphones if you guys go on like a long haul trip. Like for instance, like overseas and stuff. Because sometimes they got like touch screens that's on like a plane, like the touch screens show like what kind of movies they're playing, like what kind of navigation, like the flight tracking screen, like what's my favorite screen? The flight tracking because I like to track flights. And sadly on our Sun Country Airlines, sadly I couldn't know like what was going on with that because the Sun Country Airlines they give out a really good Wi-Fi sometimes, but sometimes their Wi-Fi is like really like compact. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you guys liked today's video, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, ding that notification bell, and I will see you guys back in another video. Please make sure you guys be nice, be safe, and make sure you guys follow all travel advisories. Thank you. Have a great day, and I will see you guys back in another video.